Y'all, I have never tried Kathleen Light's polish. I never tried KL polish, and I haven't tried it since she's done Light's Lacquer. So I thought it'd be fun to check out the new summer float on release from Kathleen Lights and Light's Lacquer. Packaging, and this is going to be a very in-detailed review because I have never tried any of their stuff before. Now, I did not buy the stuff with stickers and all that mess. I just bought the polishes. I'm not really interested in stickers, but I love the vibe of this kind of very 90s neon pastel fun. And I've got to tell you, I have some thoughts on what may be my favorites, and they are very different than what ends. Packaging wise, this looks like it's maybe made out of recycled cardboard. I'm here for that. I love that. And the polishes are just kind of popped in and held in place by the actual frame of the packaging. Packaging is super easy to take apart and break down. I did not love the color design on the top of this. I think it could have been a little more punchy. For me, it was a little bit hard to read. So that would be my only critique on packaging. Otherwise, I really liked it. And look at these colors. This kind of pink and purple look very similar, but they're not. I was afraid it wouldn't show up on camera, but they are distinctly different and very pretty in person. I had my suspicions that with this collection, my favorites would end up being like the purple and the blue or the orange. I thought that those would be my favorites. And so we're about to get into it. We're about to talk about some colors, and then there's some nail art at the end. So make sure you stick around. We're doing a big O review today. The first color is Booze Cruise. This is a purple with a very silver shimmer running through it. But wait, we're going to talk about this brush. I hate this brush. I do not like the brushes in here. They very much remind me of the brushes out of Sally Hansen's Insta-Dry polishes, where they're really wide on the barrel of the brush. And then when they go down to spread out, they're okay. But I tend to find that because this style of brush is so firm, it can leave streaks or brush strokes in the polish, and it makes it very hard to smooth them out. So I'm not a fan immediately of the brush. However, this color is beautiful. It's very beautiful. It was almost a one coater. It was close. It tried real hard, but it did end up being a two coater. It has this beautiful shimmer in it. It's absolutely stunning. Here's my thing. This kind of feels like one of these things is not like the other polishes where everything else are these neon, really bright, vibrant colors. And this just reads winter all day, every day to me. It does not feel like a summer color to me, but I love it. I love the color, and I'm going to wear the crap out of it. Look how beautiful that is. It dried gorgeous, simple top coat, lots of sparkle and shine. It's gorgeous. I just don't feel like it belonged in this collection. The next color is called Send Noodles. Now, Kathleen does the whole thing on her channel, talking about the polishes and what it means. And this is supposed to represent pool noodles, which I think is cute because that is pretty much the color of a pool noodle. And, yeah, it's the color of a pool noodle and or water, so it's great for summer. This one's a cream. I would not call this a Tiffany blue. This is, dusty. It's almost like a little bit of a dusty blue. And again, I thought this would be one of my favorites. And it's not that it's bad. The formula is nice. The brush with it, though, it caused some brush strokes. And I'll show you later, because I'm going to paint this on my thumb, what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to see, but they're there in person. Like, in person, you would definitely notice, and it would irritate you. Overall, though, it has great opacity. It's a very lovely color. I just think if the brush was a little bit different, it would have performed a little bit better. It was also a little bit thick, just a little bit thick. So it was kind of reminiscent of like a Sinful color when you get one of their really light pastels where they're a little thick and a little hard to self-level, and sometimes it'll leave a shadow or something, and when you try to fix it, you get brush strokes. So not my favorite, but it's not bad. It's like a B+. It's a B+. And I do think it looks beautiful on both the skin tones I have here. I really like that one. But I like it as much as you like a B+. I don't hate it. But I think it looks really pretty. I really do. And I didn't even notice it was dusty really until yesterday. And then I was really into it. Okay, Mr. Brightstuff. Literally bought this one because I bought this whole collection because of this color. It is a beautiful orange, metallic-ish type polish with a gold shimmer running through it. And if this does not scream like summer toe color to somebody, you're all crazy. This is like the perfect summer toe color. Not that I think it wouldn't look good on hands. Clearly I do. But for like a beach with some bright neon-y orange toes or something like this, this is your thing. This is like toe color with a punch of hello, look at me. And I'm into it. I love it. I was a little bit concerned that this would be a 3-coater because as you can see, you can still kind of see the putty that I used to hold these tips onto the holders. And but when I put it on with like the swatch fingers, no, I mean, you really can't see through it. A little bit on darker skin tones, a tiny bit where it might look a little bit shadowy. But that would be up to your personal preference if you felt like you needed 3 coats or not. I do not think it does. I think it looks lovely. I'm here for this color. I'm into it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But I didn't know if it would be one of my favorites. And side note, it is. But it may not be my top favorite. Ooh, hidden drama. The next color is Bikini Bottoms. And this one is also a cream. This is a green. It kind of looks a little bit yellow. It's like a little bit of a yellowy green. And on this one, I was really concerned because the other one, the formula was a little bit weird with the brush. And that one was a cream. This one was a creme. And yeah, that's what happened. It did the same thing again on this one. See how it's kind of shadowy. It does dry to a demi matte on this one, which I like. I think that's really cute on a lot of these colors. And I love the tone of this color. The tone is friggin' perfection for a green for a summer shade. Absolutely in love with that. But the more it went on and the more I went in to do a second coat, it just kept getting a little more shadowy and I was having a hard time getting it to cover the shadows without leaving brush strokes behind because of the brush. So really and truly love the color, love the formula. Do not love the brushes in this. I really wish you would consider changing these out because they are just, as they say on Dairy Girls, not as nice. It's just not as nice. Overall though, love the color. I think it came out really pretty. It looks good. Right now my skin's a little more tan than this, so it looked kind of good on a medium, a light, and a dark skin tone. So really truly impressed with the color. I like the formula overall. Again, just a little bit thick, and with those brush strokes and stuff, it was kind of frustrating to use it and make it look really nice. But everything else about it I love. Now this one is Miss Donna. Donna is a jelly pink. Kathleen names all of her polishes, like at least one in a collection after a person. I think that's really cool. And this one is Donna. So this is a definitely in your face, a neon pink summer 1990s jelly. I remember these kind of polishes. I was definitely alive and old enough to buy polish in the 90s. And I really liked this one. This one ended up being my favorite. And I'm not normally a big jelly person. Although I know I have, pretty nice looking white tips on my nails and that kind of stuff, I don't really care for a nail line to show on me. If it's a little bit, I'm not too fussy, but jellies are all about like, hey, you can see a nail line. And still loved this one. Now it does dry to a demi matte, but I did put a top coat on it because I needed them to dry quickly because I was doing some other videos too. But I love this one. I think it is that perfect pink 90s color. This was a knock out of the park. The formula was perfect with that brush. Everything applied nicely. I had no problems at all. It's gorgeous. It'll be fun for nail art. Love it. This one was my favorite, Donna. And then we have our last one called Skip It. Now Donna and Skip It are very similar. It's kind of like there were 2 shimmer polishes, 2 cremes, and kind of 2 jellies. And the pink and the purple were the 2 jelly shades. And I really liked Skip It as well. I think it's very pretty. For me right now, not quite a match to my skin tone. I think if I was a little darker or a little lighter, it would have looked better on me personally. But overall, absolutely stunning. Love it. It dries demi matte. 2 coats. Yes, you'll have a little nail line. It's a jelly polish, but it worked great. Again, the formula was perfect. It's stunning. Color's beautiful. No problems with the brush on this one. The only ones I had problems with the brush on were the crems. And it very much reminds me, like I said, of that Sally Hansen Insta-Dry brush, where that brush barrel is just hard. It has no flexibility to it. And then so it makes the bristles really hard, you know, in turn. And I hate those brushes. Like, I don't even buy Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. And y'all know I love me some Sally Hansen. I don't buy them because I don't like the brush that's in them. And it's this constant problem with their creams where you have this really firm brush and it just leaves streaks and everything. It's not a good brush for that polish, in my opinion. But I liked it overall. And speaking of Sally Hansen, I've been having a lot of problems with my top coat. I usually use the Dries Instantly top coat. This is their Dries Quickly top coat. This is the one that's in a red bottle. And I wanted to see if it would work a little better. I don't know if it's the humidity in Arkansas or what is going on. But my normal go-to top coat all of a sudden is not working. So either a formula's changed somewhere or the weather is causing this issue. Either way, it's on my dang nerves. I'm tired of my stuff smearing. So I tried the red bottle instead and really liked it. It was nice. I was very impressed. And I'm like, oh, maybe this will be the answer when my other polishes are acting up because of the weather. Or it may be the one I switched to. I loved it. So hopefully it won't peel or anything like that. And this was Essie's Skinny Dip. I'm using this as a base just so that you can see, because I'm going to do kind of like a negative space mani. And I love this one because it does, on my skin tone, this perfect job of just a little blur. It's almost like putting a blur filter on your nails. It's your natural nails, but just a tiny bit better. And I did put it on all 5 nails before I realized I didn't have my nail art all the way planned out. So I'm painting over it here with this one. And also, did you see that there was a little black fleck in that? There was a little black fleck in my polish somehow. I don't know what it was or where it came from, but I only noticed it on video too. So this is going in with the Noodles colors on my thumb. This is the one where I'm going to be able to show you the brush strokes and stuff later. You can't really see them on the first coat. It shows up more on the second coat. And now what I'm going to do is go in with some striping tape. I wanted to kind of see if I could get all the colors on my nails together and make it look good. But honestly, y'all, I was just not feeling stamping. I wanted to do something different. Now, at the end of the day, does this mani end up being one of my absolute favorites I've ever done in my life, and I can't wait to share it with everybody? No, but it's all right. It got the job done for the day. Now this is very exciting because this is the first time I'm trying it on my nails, and whoa, it was a little runny. Good news is though, it cleaned up really quick, really easy, no problem. But it was a little messy, so I kind of had to go in here between these striping tapes with a pretty dry brush to get in there and make sure it didn't flood my cuticles. I was really not expecting the cuticle flood. It threw me off. So I've just decided what I wanted to do is see if I could kind of blend what I thought would be my favorite versus what actually ended up being my favorite, but across all the nails. So you'll see the color pattern, but I really liked how this one came out. Now when I was painting this with a little less polish on the brush with the Noodles, I didn't have as many problems with the brush, and that could just be because I was getting a little more used to it again. It could be because it had a little less polish on it. So if you see that you're getting those brush strokes that I was talking about, and trust me, you'll know when it happens, you'll know. Maybe a little less polish on the brush stops that. I don't know if it's just because it doesn't do it on the first coat. I don't know. But it didn't really do it on the nail art side of things as much as it did while I was just swatching. And it could be that when I was swatching, I was going a little thicker with my swatches. You know, as much as we film videos and share everything that we know as much as we can with everybody else, it doesn't always mean that we don't have things to learn. We certainly do. So see, I did like the little orange, the Mr. Brightstuff, and the purple and the blue together, thinking, okay, those all blend together. That looks nice. Went a little thick on the orange, but the orange almost has a little bit of a jelly texture to it too. Almost. It's almost a jelly. Not quite there though. And I'm kind of trying to paint the same colors that I have open and ready to go as I go along. But I wanted to just blend this all together. This ended up kind of reminding me of a watermelon on this side. Really? Still liked it though. And you know, that's honestly one of the things I love about nail art. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she was like, oh, I love Galaxy Manis. And Galaxy Manis were what actually got me into nail art when those were first very, very, very popular. And one of the reasons that I ended up watching as many YouTube videos as I have and learning how to do nail art was because of those. It just takes one thing sometimes to set people off and trigger them into something that they love and makes them really happy. And for me, it was Galaxy Manis. So right there, up close to the cuticle line, you can kind of see how it looks a little bit textured. I don't know any other way to explain it. There's just some little brush marks up near the cuticle on that. And it's very hard to see, but they are there in person. Look at this after the top coat. Oh, look at all the shine on that. So pretty colors. Now, again, not my favorite mani, and I'll tell you flat out why. I think my nails were too short for this look. It would have looked better with some wider striping tape on there than the little thin pieces. But I was trying to get it to fit on my little short abused nails that are, you know, they're having a hard time right now. We're working on them, but they're struggling. And so I think it just was a little too thin. I think it would have looked much cooler on longer nails with a little bit thicker of that stripe for the negative space part of the mani. But overall, I loved it. Overall, I really liked the collection. Like, I wouldn't say don't buy the collection. Anything bad that I've said about anything in the collection is more along the lines of, hey, cautionary tale, this might happen to you. Keep your eyes open. Overall, really liked it though. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried it. I'm very curious what anybody else would think about this who has tried it. And if you've got a video and want to talk about it, let me see it. I'm very curious. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, don't forget, you can click in the upper right hand corner. There's another bunch of videos with swatches and that kind of stuff that you can watch. And if you have any questions, please leave them below. I'm always happy to answer everybody. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.